After a summer of gut-wrenching goodbyes, of championship confetti barely settling before the harsh winds of NBA economics swept away beloved figures, could the most unexpected reunion be on the horizon? Bringing back the very heart and soul we thought was gone forever? The Boston Celtics, still reeling from the bittersweet aftermath of their 18th banner, find themselves in uncharted waters. A roster once brimming with veteran talent and championship cohesion is undergoing a radical transformation. Driven by financial prudence and an unforeseen, devastating blow to their superstar. But amidst this upheaval, a whisper has begun to echo through the hallowed halls of TD Garden. A whisper of a familiar face, a fan favorite, a player whose return would ignite a firestorm of emotion and debate. Is it truly possible that Marcus Smart, the gritty, passionate defensive player of the year, could once again don the green and white? This summer has been a maelstrom of change for the Boston Celtics, a strategic dismantling that, while painful, is deemed necessary by President of Basketball Operations Brad Stevens. The mission: to meticulously retool what had become an aging, albeit championship-winning, roster. The driving force behind these moves is the looming specter of the NBA's second luxury tax, apron, a financial straitjacket designed to severely penalize teams that consistently exceed salary thresholds. Avoiding this financial quagmire is paramount for sustained success, even if it means sacrificing immediate continuity. We've already witnessed the departures of key figures like Drew Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis, and Luke Kornet, with the venerable Al Horford seemingly next in line to exit. Each move, a calculated cut, designed to trim the fat and ensure future flexibility. But then, the unthinkable happened. The devastating news that Jayson Tatum, the franchise cornerstone, will likely miss the entire upcoming season due to an Achilles tendon tear. This single injury has fundamentally reshaped Boston's immediate ambitions. No longer are they eyeing another championship parade. Instead, the focus shifts dramatically. Stevens is now on a hunt for diamonds in the rough, seeking cost-controlled talent who can not only contribute to a retooling roster, but also potentially blossom into impactful pieces for future contending squad. The landscape has shifted from win now to develop for tomorrow, making every roster decision a delicate balance between short-term needs and long-term vision. The emotional toll on the fanbase, still basking in championship glory, is immense, as the team they celebrated just weeks ago is already morphing into something new, and for now, less formidable. Yet, even in this period of strategic retreat, the team's head coach, Joe Mazzulla, will undoubtedly need some additional veteran presence in the rotation. The departures have left a void not just in talent, but in leadership and experience. And this is where the plot thickens, where the improbable begins to flirt with possibility. The name now being whispered, a name that evokes a torrent of memories and emotions for Celtics fans, is none other than Marcus Smart. The former Defensive Player of the Year, the heart and soul guard who bled green, is reportedly available on the trade market. The prospect of his return, once considered a distant fantasy, has suddenly become a tangible, if complex, reality. The source of this intriguing possibility comes from Jake Weinbach, who reported via X that a potential reunion between Marcus Smart and the Celtics would not be off the table. This isn't just idle speculation, it's a concrete report that has sent ripples of excitement and apprehension through the Celtics faithful. But why is Smart, a player of his caliber, even available? The answer lies with his current team, the Washington Wizards. With a bloated roster of 17 active players, the Wizards are actively looking to offload key veterans to make room for younger assets. In a move that speaks volumes about Smart's character and professional standing, the Wizards reportedly prefer to send Smart to a desired location. This suggests a willingness to work with Smart to find a suitable landing spot, and for a player who gave so much to Boston, a return to the TD Garden would undoubtedly qualify as a desired location. For years, Marcus Smart was more than just a player in Boston. He was an embodiment of the city's blue-collar ethos. His relentless effort, his diving for loose balls, his willingness to sacrifice his body for the team, these qualities endeared him to the fan base like few others. He was a fan favorite, a cultural icon, the emotional pulse of the Celtics. Beyond the intangibles, Smart also proved himself to be one of the premier defensive guards in the entire NBA, culminating in his well-deserved Defensive Player of the Year award. His ability to guard multiple positions, disrupt passing lanes, and hound opposing ball handlers was truly elite. Furthermore, a crucial development in his final years with the franchise was the significant leap his perimeter shooting took, transforming him from a liability to a legitimate threat from beyond the arc. This evolution made him an even more valuable two-way player, capable of impacting the game on both ends of the floor. However, any discussion of a Marcus Smart reunion must confront the glaring red flag that has emerged since his departure: a string of persistent injury issues. Since leaving the Celtics, Smart has struggled to stay on the court. He played in just 20 games for the Memphis Grizzlies before being traded to the Washington Wizards, where he suited up only 34 times. These numbers are alarming, painting a picture of a player whose body is beginning to betray him. Smart's incredibly aggressive, all-out style of play, while admirable and a key part of his appeal, inherently leaves him susceptible to getting hurt. At 31 years old, his body is likely starting to hold him accountable for years of throwing himself into plays, diving onto the floor, and battling much larger opponents. The question isn't just if he can still play at a high level, but if he can stay healthy enough to make a consistent impact. This is the primary tension point in any potential deal: the immense upside of a healthy Marcus Smart versus the very real risk of acquiring an oft-injured veteran. Yet, if Smart can indeed remain healthy, the potential boost he would provide to Boston's rotation is undeniable. He would instantly elevate the team's second unit, bringing a level of defensive intensity, playmaking, and veteran leadership that is currently lacking. In a pinch, he could even step into the starting lineup, providing a much-needed defensive anchor and a reliable ball handler. His presence would not only improve the team's on-court performance, but also inject a much-needed dose of grit and competitive fire into a roster that will be navigating a challenging season without its superstar. He understands the Celtics system, the city's expectations, and what it takes to win in Boston. This familiarity could be invaluable for a retooling squad, providing a bridge between the championship past and the uncertain future. Beyond the injury concerns, another significant stumbling block the Celtics would face in reacquiring Smart is his contract. He's currently on an expiring deal worth $21.5 million. While the expiring nature of the contract offers future flexibility, the sheer size of the salary presents an immediate challenge. As previously established, Boston's recent moves clearly indicate their strong desire to avoid the second luxury tax apron this season. To make a deal for Smart work financially, the franchise would need to send out a sizable contract in return to match salaries. The prompt suggests that a player like Anthony Simons would make the most sense in terms of salary matching, implying the Celtics would need to acquire or already possess a player of that salary tier to facilitate the trade. This adds a layer of complexity, as Brad Stevens and Joe Mazzulla would need to be absolutely certain that Smart, even with his injury history, is a better fit and a more valuable asset to the current rotation than whoever they would be sending out. Furthermore, the Celtics would be highly unlikely to attach additional draft picks to a deal for a veteran guard on an expiring contract, especially given their current retooling phase. Their future draft capital is precious, and they won't part with it lightly for a player who might only be a one-year rental. The ideal scenario for Boston would be a straight-up trade, where the salary matching piece is enough to warrant the deal. The idea that a player of Anthony Simons' caliber and salary would be a big enough trade piece to warrant the trade occurring straight up underscores the significant asset Boston would need to move. This isn't a minor transaction, it's a major roster shakeup that would require careful consideration of assets and long-term implications. The front office would need to weigh the emotional appeal and on-court benefits against the financial gymnastics and the potential loss of other valuable assets. Ultimately, the emotional pull of a Marcus Smart return is undeniable. The majority of Celtics fans would likely welcome him back with open arms, eager to see the familiar face and the relentless energy he brings. His return would be a powerful narrative, a story of redemption and reunion in a season that promises to be challenging. However, whether the Celtics front office, led by the pragmatic Brad Stevens, has any genuine interest in bringing him back to the TD Garden will remain to be seen. Their focus is clearly on the future, on building a sustainable contender around a recovering Jayson Tatum. While the emotional argument for Smart's return is strong, the logical, financial, and health-related hurdles are equally formidable. Yet, in a landscape where options are limited and the team is navigating uncharted territory, it's worth noting that there are far worse options available than a proven veteran, a former Defensive Player of the Year, who understands what it means to wear the green and white. The heart says yes, but the ledger demands a deeper look. So, Celtics Nation, as we navigate this tumultuous offseason, what are your true feelings about a potential Marcus Smart reunion? Does the thought of his return fill you with unbridled joy and nostalgia? Or do the concerns about his health and contract outweigh the emotional appeal? Would you sacrifice a significant asset to bring back the heart and soul of the team, even for a single season? Share your thoughts, your hopes, and your deepest fears about this intriguing possibility in the comments below. Your passion fuels this channel, and your insights are invaluable. And if this deep dive into the complex dance between emotion and pragmatism resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for all the latest, most insightful analysis on your Boston Celtics. Let's keep the conversation and the debate alive.